color as the sun patients that I had behind the creeping Jenny.
Gorgeous.
So again, the creeping Jenny works anywhere where there is mulch, including in a container. But that is the edged bed that I put there where mulch usually is and where everything else would rot. The creeping Jenny, great in pots. As you see, it's already trailing over. And I loved what you told me before we came on, is how you loved that.
Well, I said to Phillip, I am so excited, for number one, for my first show back, to be with you in person here together. And number two, my favorite plant of all of last year was the creeping Jenny. I could not believe, I saw your pictures. That one right there is what sold it for me.
That's my design.
That's what I mean about a highlighter. Those beautiful pinks and purples and oranges, red, whatever you have in your garden bed.
Yes.
This is the most stunning border, and it comes back. Imagine if there was mulch there.
Look, can you see the little line of it there? That was
so beautiful.
That was when I planted it early in the season. By the end of the season was the other picture. That's how quick it does. Only 2 to 3 inches tall. Each plant will spread 18 inches across.
And
you
here's
get
how much you're getting.
6 of them.
6 of them. So
yes.
as you can see, there's 6 separate plants here. It's already doing the ground cover thing.
Yes.
So here are the 2 things that I love it for, which is why I was so happy that it was in the show, because you're gonna need to get multiples, especially if you wanna do the border.
Yes.
But think about this. You buy this once. You buy mulch every year. It's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It looks good for about a week, maybe 3 weeks. And then it just starts to, it loses its color.
It's just a black hole.
Right.
It's a black hole in the garden.
Imagine
because this will spread
comes
in between your plants.
Yes.
So all those dark areas, this backlights everything else that you plant. And as you mentioned, the illuminator.
It's a highlight.
It's a highlighter.
For all of those beautiful colors.
Just fabulous, because it's a non-electrical approach to garden lighting.
Yes.
And I love
then the
this.
way it drapes down
Yes.
when you put it in urns or pots, it gives you that, it's the spiller.
Yes.
It is the only spiller you need, in my opinion.
And they'll get over 2 feet long in a hanging basket or in a pot. So they're handsome, handsome that way. Also, when we showed the picture of it in the edge of the border, that is that ditched area, you know, where you edge your border.
Right.
And it also, that's the lowest area, so it collects water. Everything else you would plant there would rot. The sun patients are backed back because they would rot in that lower area. And I had mulch there, and I kept trying and trying. I had never, ever seen this used that way. And so I thought, you know, I'm gonna try that. And it was just like gold. I felt like I struck gold. It just shows I'm ancient now, and I can still learn something new. But the thing is, you can learn something new. And I learned that, and so I'm bringing it to you so you can see. Try one order of this and do it around your edged bed and see how you like it. And I guarantee you, you'll want more to go around the others.
The problem with that, though, is by the time you fall in love with it, and I can guarantee you're going to fall in love with it, you come back to QVC to get more. It could be sold out by then. I mean, when will this ship out, do you think?
This will ship when it's safe to plant in your area. Even though it's a perennial, we were growing ours in the greenhouse, so when it's past your frost date, that's when it ships out to you. So you'll get it then.
By the last frost date, these may be gone.
But reserve yours now.
Reserve yours now, that's what I'm saying.
Waiting until later is just not a great idea for things that are this popular.
With the spilling too, oh, they're so pretty. And in this pot, in this whiskey barrel, which is coming up later in the show, they are still in stock, which I can't believe at this time of the garden season. Look how pretty that is.
Yes.
You probably wouldn't even need all 6, maybe 4 for this.
No, 3.
3?
3 would be plenty for a whiskey barrel. Then you've got the others, plant them in your beds, but also in the whiskey barrels, when they stay out all winter, you don't have to worry about taking care of this in the wintertime. It's perennial. It comes back. The ones in my Connecticut garden, they're showing that gold right now, and they're all fully golden by the time the daffodils are up.
I know,
and
it's so amazing.
There's almost nothing, there's no ground cover that looks good in April.
And then look how they drape going down
the steps,
the steps, or if you have kind of like a rocky hill or something.
Yes.
all throughout, like the rocks, and I mean, this is just beautiful.
It keeps the soil and any mulch that might be in there from washing out.
Yep.
Because anytime I'd get a heavy rain, it washes soil and it washes earth out. That kept it really nice and tidy. And the way I keep my sharp line there, I just keep edging the bed, and I trim off.
You can give them a haircut.
And I trim off the runners like that, so it does look really, really sharp. And it's easy because it's not like trying to cut ivy where you think, oh, merciful, how am I going to do this? They're soft and easy to cut, and also they multiply. You can move bits of this around.
And there's Phillip in one of the beautiful estates that he designed. He's a landscape designer, very well known. And, you know, you drive past estates like that, especially in this area, and in certain areas that are like very, you know, to do. And you see these beautiful designs, and it's always colorful.
Yes.
Because they probably had someone like Phillip come to their house, and they know, like, this one will bloom here in this color, and then when that one's dying off, this one will bloom, and there will never be a dark spot.
Not a dark spot, but you talked about the estates. If you have a small garden, you can't afford to have the black holes that are not doing anything fun. You've got to have, this will illuminate a small garden. If you've got a small patio garden, this will brighten it. Forget about having mulch. Have this instead.
Yes.
Also, if you've got your pavement, it'll creep out over the edge of the pavement and look so bright and cheerful. It draws your eye to it. You can see this at twilight. Most ground covers are dark colors. You know, it's ivy and pachysandra and periwinkle.
Yep.
And when dusk comes, everything starts looking black and white.
Yep.
But you still got this gold.
And
when you've got the late afternoon golden light coming in and it hits
so
this,
beautiful.
it's like, okay, it's on.
I tell you, if you don't order anything in the show, order the Creeping Jenny.
Yes.
You will not be sorry. It is such a great investment. That's how I was looking at it. I mean, I just loved the look of it. I loved the color, and I just love how it spills over. That's why I bought it. It was those pictures that did it for me. I was so inspired by those pictures. I was able to do that. I am not a gardener. I don't know what I'm doing. I just listened to Phillip and what he told me to do. And I had so much success with these, and I knew ahead of time. I think I ordered about 6 to 8, maybe even 10 of the 6 pieces. Again, this is how it comes to you. It will already look like this. And then I planted them not only in the urns as the spiller, but also along our whole garden, across the whole front of the house. And within, you know, a month maybe, they were really coming together.
Yes.
200 orders have been placed. I mention that because we need to think, and we're gonna do a little math now. Don't get scared. I'm not a mathematician, but I want you to get as many as you need to have it fill in. Because here's what I was gonna say about the fact that it's a good investment. We did mulch every year, and it was hundreds of dollars. And like I said, after a couple weeks, maybe a month, it doesn't look good anymore. You plant this once.
And you can walk on it.
And it comes back year after year after year. Think about how much money you will save. That's how I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna save myself money after a couple years. So how far apart do we plant them? And then how quickly will they grow together?
I planted mine 1.5 feet apart.
Okay, that's about what I did.
Oh, and after the end of the first month, they've already connected. They've already started doing their thing. But again, it is the easiest of all the ground covers. It is the brightest of all the ground covers. You will absolutely love this. When I grew up in Mississippi, we had this, and the common name down in Mississippi, oddly enough, was turkey vine. I don't know why they called it turkey vine, but it was solid green. They didn't have the chartreuse colored one then. This will absolutely rock your world. And if you want something that's going to change the way your garden looks, this is the one.
Sun, partial sun? Who gets to do
full
it?
sun to slight shade.
Yep.
And if you've got a boxwood border, you know, the dark green boxwood, plant this beneath the boxwoods.
Ooh.
Then you can see the boxwoods.
Yes. Oh, and the window boxes.
Yes.
We put it in my mom's window box, and it just draped over. It was so pretty. She did have to give them a haircut. 82375 is your item number. Oh no, Phillip, guess what?
What?
I'm not going to be able to have your butterfly bush for my girls this year because
There it went.
it's sold out. Congratulations to those of you who got